On behalf of the Working Toward Wellness Committee, I would like to welcome everyone to the celebration of the 2024 edition of the Gord Smith Healthy Workplace Awards.
On a personal and professional level, I believe very strongly, and by strong convictions, that workplace wellness is incredibly important. And it might not just be for the obvious reasons around providing a safe work environment or an environment where you or your people feel safe and respected and dignified, but it's about culture. It's about a culture of respect and dignity, a culture that respects people's professionalism, and folks should feel safe, respected, and dignified when they're at work. And when you think of what's happened over the last number of years, and I'm 37 years into the public sector now, and I've had some very fond experiences and some challenging experiences, but just reflect on the last few years for a moment. The global events that have impacted all of us, whether it be the global pandemic, global political affairs, dynamics that affect you when you go home and turn on the television and you're explaining to your children or grandchildren or a spouse talking through what's going on, those affect your well-being as well. So we need to be cognizant as well of taking care of ourselves from a mental health perspective. And so when I look at the work that's been done by volunteers for over 2 decades, and the fact that we have as many people as we do here this morning, clearly we all agree that workplace wellness, respect for our people, creating a safe culture, a culture of support for our people is important. And for that, I'm grateful to be part of this group this morning with all of you, many familiar faces. And I'd like to extend a personal gratitude to the work that your committee does on a volunteer basis, as I understand it. It doesn't get any better than this, when on a regional level you can bring communities together, organizations together, at times even setting aside perhaps differences, but agreeing on one thing: we need to take care of our people.
A little bit about this committee. It was formed, I'll say approximately 23 years ago, to promote and support workplace wellness for local organizations, Windsor and Essex County. Our mission is to establish relationships with Windsor-Essex County workplaces by providing a forum for education, knowledge exchange, and resources to build local capacity for workplace wellness initiatives. Our vision is to encourage, support, and recognize local employers working towards creating work environments that promote positive health and well-being in their employees and families, while incorporating anti-oppressive and inclusivity framework. So it is now my pleasure to introduce Alexander Wiseman, who will enlighten us with an insightful and inspiring presentation on mindfulness at work. Alex has been working in the world of mental health in a variety of capacities for the past decade. She graduated from the University of Windsor, Bachelor of Human Kinetics and Master's of Human Kinetics, and Wayne State University in Detroit, Master of Social Work. She spent 10 years working in community health and post-secondary education, wearing many hats. She has personal experience of wearing too many hats at once and utilizes mindfulness on a daily basis to slow things down, find some balance. She balances her newfound entrepreneurial path by seeing virtual clients as a therapist and working with agencies and groups in the realm of sexual violence education among women and athletes. Last but not least, she has a rescue dog named Zeus, who's a 60-pound husky shepherd boxer lapdog. Alex, the floor is yours.
For 10 years, as you saw, I worked in community mental health as well as post-secondary institutions. I worked at the University of Windsor as well as St. Clair College. I taught sessionally. I did health promotion outreach. At one point, we were working on a mobile unit in greenhouses in Leamington with international farm workers, as well as the Glengarry and Wyandotte Hub when I was with the Windsor-Essex Community Health Centre. I feel like in the last 10 years, I've done 1,000,001 jobs. And I actually hope that that will attribute to a little bit of information today on why too many hats can certainly be a bad thing, but also if we don't stop to check in on ourselves, that we're not going to be able to bring our best selves to the work. And I see a lot of people in this room who do a lot of public-facing work, and it's not nothing. So, as I mentioned, I wore many hats at times, more than I could manage, and sometimes this was at the sacrifice of my wellness. So I began practicing yoga very randomly, and this was my first introduction to meditation, and I'm going to be so honest with you, I hated it. I was not good at it. I didn't know what it meant to be good at it, but I know that I wasn't good at it. I was not flexible. I'm still not flexible, but I was so frustrated. I had spent a lot of my life playing or coaching competitive sports. And so I was very outcome focused. I was very focused on the process, what it looked like, winning, losing. It was very clear cut, but it felt like every day on my yoga mat, I was losing. This was a humbling and very important experience for me. I was probably around 22 at the time. And it was my first introduction to meditation, or just sitting with my thoughts, sitting with my discomfort. I was a go, go, go person. As mentioned, I began practicing yoga. When I started these practices, it was in that moment for the first time in my life, I realized how busy my brain was. It was running 100 miles per hour all the time. I was very productivity driven. I was an overachiever for sure. By practicing mindfulness in these ways, I realized that I could not change the waves of life because work is just one factor, and Bill did a great job identifying work's one part of our lives. I couldn't change the waves of my life. Some of the things that were coming my way, I didn't have control over, so it was up to me to learn how to surf those waves. We are living in chaotic times, to say the least. I think, and I'm sure many of us have taken some time to reflect at some point in the last few years that there's a lot going on. Maybe we've been reflecting that in the last few weeks. We are surrounded by waves of uncertainty regarding threats of tariffs, political unrest, financial instability and unpredictability, wars with mass casualties, just to name a few. It makes sense that these factors leave us feeling overwhelmed and burdened. But add to this our family roles. Add to this responsibilities at work and outside of work, responsibilities of the home, and hopefully a commitment to doing anything for ourselves. First, I want to introduce you to an idea of the 90-second rule. So, there's this notion, and it's been coined by neuroscientist Jill Bolte Taylor. If you think of it like a wave, so the initial 90 seconds of any circumstance or situation, think of a triggering or activating event. The first 90 seconds, that's when the chemicals are released from our brain and the physical impact begins. So think of the crashing of the wave as that first 90 seconds. It's up to us after that 90 seconds to ride the wave or let it pass. By understanding that cycle, we can actually gain more control. I'm not saying full control. I'm not selling an idea here. But we can gain more control over our emotional responses. And we can choose to step back from that initial reaction rather than getting caught in an emotional loop. So let's put this into practice. Suppose you're in a meeting and a colleague criticizes your project in front of the team. You immediately feel a surge of anger, embarrassment, your heart races, your jaw tightens. You want to snap back. You want to defend yourself. That automatic thought, it's already in your mind. The power comes in the pause between the thought and the decision to react. So this is where mindfulness comes in. By taking that 90 seconds and focusing on your breath, having a sip of water, and just stepping back from the trigger or the activating event, the 90 seconds will pass and the initial surge of the emotion will subside. So there might be residual feelings for sure, but in that 90 seconds, we have a decision to tell ourselves a story, to tell ourselves a narrative about what that activating circumstance was. So in this scenario, it could be that coworker is not a good coworker, I thought they were my friend, I'm feeling betrayed, they don't have my back. All of that can happen in 5 seconds. I can tell myself a big story in 90 seconds, and I can get myself into a pretty tough emotional state. So, if we can give ourselves that 90 seconds so that we can actually work toward responding calmly and constructively rather than saying something that might come with consequence or regret. It's not to invalidate what happened wasn't hurtful. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about finding a way to ride or surf that wave. So that approach leverages this notion of the 90-second rule. When we're triggered, the chemical reaction lasts about 90 seconds. If we can pause and let that reaction run its course without feeding it more negative thoughts and storytelling, we can regain some control and we can work to de-escalate. So, and I'm certainly not standing here and saying, well, we shouldn't stand up for what's right and what's appropriate. It's about how we do it, and in a way that feels aligned with our values and our ethics. It's also worth noting that 90 seconds can't be a universal. Like this is an idea or a notion. There's a lot of criticism that 90 seconds isn't universally applicable, and I would agree. Okay? Each individual experiences vary, and we know that when trauma is wedged into the conversation, that this might be a really tough thing to consider. So just ideas, tools for our toolbox. So let's just do a quick overview of what mindfulness is. Okay? Short and sweet is paying attention on purpose in the present moment without judgment. If we look at it in the next bullet point as a formula, so to say, it really is that awareness and intention and non-judgment. Easier said than done. Right? We're going to talk about what mindfulness isn't as well, but I think it's worth noting that we actually very rarely or we seldom notice our feelings towards our own thoughts. And the thoughts are often automatic. So the thought comes up and we make it a fact. It's a truth and I'm going to follow it. So I want you to think about laying in the grass, and I don't know the last time you did this, but it sounds kind of nice on a day like this. Although you need those Simpsons clouds for this analogy to work. So just imagine that. You're lying in the grass and you've got the clouds just drifting past your gaze. Mindfulness is observing the clouds, letting them come and go without jumping into the sky and chasing after a cloud. It's just, I'm having that thought, I'm choosing to not make it mean anything, and I'm going to let it flow because there are other clouds coming. And so that's a really simplified way to look at what mindfulness is. Okay? Mindfulness isn't having zero thoughts. I mean, it seems impossible. I'm certain there are very few people who have gotten there, but it's not me. Not me in my 10 years of not being good at yoga experience. I haven't cleared my mind yet, but it's about not attaching myself to them. Letting the thoughts come, letting them go, not attaching an identity or a meaning about what that is about me. So, it's also about paying attention to our bodily sensations. I've talked a lot about thoughts, but sometimes it's just dropping in and checking in with our body. Is my heart racing? Is my fist kind of clenched? Is my jaw tight? My furrow in my brow? What am I doing physically? What is my reaction to whatever the stimulus of the environment is, or the internal environment? So sometimes the body is actually the gateway to further understanding what's going on inside. So I'll bring up the mention of the power in the pause again. The pause between the trigger and the reaction. The pause between the automatic thought and the decision to respond. I know I'm certainly guilty of having a thought enter my mind, and I just spent 3 minutes creating an entirely false narrative, a whole scenario demonstrating a real interaction that feels like it happened in my heart, but it didn't. But we can be such creative storytellers. So it's about taking a step back, sitting on the side of the road and just observing, rather than chasing into traffic. And it does not happen overnight. It takes a ton of practice, just like anything that everyone in this room is really skilled at. It doesn't happen, I'm just going to observe my thoughts. That was easy. I wish that was the case. Okay? We've spent all of our lives doing things probably a little bit differently than that. So it's going to take some unwinding, some untangling, and a lot of self-compassion during the process. Why does it matter at work? I mean, answers could be obvious, but let's look at some data. So 1 in 4 workers feels highly stressed at work, and 1 in 3 experience burnout. Those are Canadian statistics. It's self-reported. I have big feelings about self-reported data. I always think they're a little bit low when it comes to things like this. We also know that up to 90% of doctors' visits are stress-related in some capacity, or stress-connected. And it's no surprise that stress leads to burnout, absenteeism, and reduced focus. So, mindfulness training, the good news, can reduce burnout, improve job satisfaction. It boosts attention, emotional regulation, and well-being, all the things we deserve to feel at work, but also outside of work. Because we don't so simply put it on the shelf when we leave work and we go home. It's really easy to carry that home with us. And we deserve to feel that at all times, emotionally regulated and calm, or as often as we can. So here's a potentially familiar scenario. Your inbox is overflowing, the team is behind schedule, you've got lots of emails coming in from your supervisor about urgent requests, your heart is racing, your shoulders tense, and your mind jumps from one worry to the next. Step 1 is even noticing that about ourselves. By midday, you're overwhelmed, struggling to focus, making mistakes, and feeling frustrated. By practicing mindfulness, we invite the opportunity to step back from this. So instead of pushing through the stress, we take a short break, we sit at our desk, close our eyes, focus on our breathing. Just a few minutes of inhaling and exhaling and just noticing without judgment. And this practice can help calm your nervous system, shifting us out of the fight or flight response and allowing us to observe the stress without being swept to sea. After this mindful pause, there's a possibility that we feel more centered, more able to approach our tasks with clarity, prioritizing work, communicating calmly, and less likely to make impulsive decisions. Over time, regular practice will help us build resilience against workplace stress and improve overall well-being. Again, something that takes a bit of steady practice to implement. And it's really important that our expectations are managed. If I'm taking mindful breaths because I'm feeling overwhelmed, my expectation can't be, all my stress is gone. I'm looking to take the edge off. If I'm at an 8 or 9 out of 10 stress level and I can bring myself to a 5, 6, that's a win. I'm taking that as a success for sure. Let's talk about what mindfulness is not. Okay, so the myth that we need to clear our mind, that is not mindfulness. We don't need to be totally absent of thought. It's just about sitting with the thoughts without judging them. That we have to sit cross-legged for hours. I physically can't do that. It sounds like a nice idea to just sit on the side of a mountain and stare into the distance for a couple hours or days. But that's a misconception. Mindfulness can be 1 minute of your time, 30 seconds of your time. There's also a misconception that it's quite spiritual. And I would like to think that mindfulness plays well with spirituality, but it's not a requirement. It doesn't need to be attached to any spirituality practice. The truth is that mindfulness is about noticing, not perfecting. So I want to leave you with some take-homes. Mindfulness for employees, what this can look like. First and foremost, it's not a bad idea to start your day with an intention. Before checking your email, take a deep breath. Ask yourself, what kind of energy do I want to bring today? And if the first answer is a spicy one, ask again. And maybe we need to find a little balance, right? And it's about honoring all the emotions that come up for sure. But set a bit of an intention for the day. Maybe today my intention will be to bring calm energy to my day. It will ebb and flow with the kind of days that you have laid out ahead of you too. Number 2, practice mindful transitions. Be really deliberate. Take 30 seconds between meetings to breathe, stretch, move. 30 whole seconds. It can be a game changer in that cortisol level. Number 3, be fully present in conversations. We have definitely gotten away from this. I'm chatting with someone, I've got my phone out, I'm just checking something quick, or I'm just on my watch, just doing something quick, or just have to map out what I'm doing later. Try to anchor yourself just to that person. It will be more productive. You'll get what you need out of the interaction, and then you can move on to those other pressing things. They matter too. We're just talking about doing it one thing at a time. So conversations is a great way to drop in and be fully present with that person. That means putting our phone away, making eye contact, closing all the tabs in our brain and on our computer, listening to understand, not just respond. It's also worth noting that this builds trust and it reduces misunderstandings. Take micro breaks, and just a few mindful breaths, a quick body scan, or just sitting in your office and take a deep breath and notice 5 things that are a certain color. Or if you're not in your office, in a different room, drop into the present moment. I'm going to point out 6 things that are blue. Have fun with it. Don't feel like it needs to be so scripted and so formulated. Email mindfulness. To simply kind of give an overview on that, ask yourself 3 questions. Is this email clear? Is it kind? And is it even necessary? Number 6, mind your body. Check in on your posture. Stretch. Eating without a screen in front of us. I know I am so guilty of that. So making really intentional time to eat and then come back to my work. And last but not least, model non-reactivity as best we can. By having a few key phrases in our back pocket, we can actually buy ourselves a lot of important time. So something like, if someone says something activating or triggering to you, and you respond with something along the lines of, let me think about that and get back to you, gives you an opportunity to settle into whatever it is that you need to determine before you respond. It also practices emotional intelligence, and it helps de-escalate potentially conflicting situations. Recognize emotions, not just outcomes. When we're connecting with our staff, talk about the process, talk about the stress of the process, or reward the process, right? Not just the outcome. Look at the effort as well. Leading with transparency and context, so having an answer ready when your staff might have a question as to why is this so, and make it okay for staff to ask, why is this the way things are going to be, or why is this change coming, and exercise that with calm clarity. Healthy email boundaries can be using scheduled send rather than sending an email at 8 or 9 p.m. Even if the understanding is that we don't need to respond because it's not our working hours, there is something built into us to just getting that off our to-do list. So if we can use scheduled send, or something that I've seen in a lot of signatures is, my working hours are different than yours, reply when it's appropriate. Something along those lines can go a long way to giving that person permission to not engage. Normalize brain breaks. Have walking meetings if you can. Get out and about, move around, or sit outside, whatever that can look like for you. Or if you have a long meeting, a long training, incorporate some kind of opportunity for mindfulness or grounding within it. Celebrate micro wins. I mean, that's really simply put, but it boosts morale, and that should not be a huge surprise. And then last but not least, stay curious, not reactive. When a staff member reacts or acts in a particular way, seek to understand rather than listening just to respond. I believe that if you truly prioritize and embody wellness, your workplace and employees will buy in. And if you don't, I do believe that they'll notice. I want to leave you with an analogy. So you're holding a cup of coffee when someone comes along and bumps into you and shakes your arm, making you spill your coffee everywhere. I could ask, why did you spill the coffee? And you might say, because someone bumped into me, which would be kind of the wrong answer. You spilled the coffee because there was coffee in your cup. Had there been tea in your cup, or whiskey, that's what you would have spilled. Whatever is inside the cup is what we spill out. So when life throws you a curveball, and it's going to, whatever is inside you is going to come out. So we have to ask ourselves, what's in my cup? When life gets tough, what spills over? Is it joy, gratitude, peace, humility, or is it anger, bitterness, resentment? Life provides you the cup, and you choose how to fill it. So today, every day forever, let's work towards filling our cups with gratitude, forgiveness, joy, resilience, and love for others, and love for ourselves. It's been my pleasure. I want to thank you for prioritizing wellness in your workplaces and for being here today.
We currently have 5 levels of this award. Rising Star would be for, typically newer entrants into the program. And as you progress through up to Platinum, obviously the amount of work and the criteria in order to achieve that level of award increase. So the namesake of these awards, Gord Smith, was recognized as a pioneer promoting workplace wellness in our area. The Bulimia Anorexia Nervosa Association is receiving the Platinum Level Award with 9 years of participation, so approaching that 10-year milestone. In an effort to spread mental health awareness and enhance the often misunderstood specialized area of eating disorders, BANA publishes the BANA Be Yourself magazine quarterly each year. Since its beginning in 2020, the publication has served as a vehicle for our clinicians, educators, and those across the mental health field to reach our community and beyond with a variety of resources for wellness, awareness, and support. BANA staff are encouraged to submit articles for inclusion in the magazine to enhance their own learning. This gives staff an outlet for exploring areas of passion within the field and beyond. The magazine is just one of BANA's multiple ways to spread mental health awareness. BANA also completes awareness through daily posts on social media channels with messaging related to promoting positive mental health, our Be Kind mental health resource website, as well as approximately 300 health promotion educational sessions a year on eating disorders, body image, and self-esteem. Caldwell First Nation is receiving the Silver Level Award in their 2nd year of participation. Caldwell First Nation is committed to providing a team-driven, friendly, safe, and healthy work environment that promotes a high level of job satisfaction and a respectful collegial atmosphere. They believe that social events encourage and strengthen the relationships within their nation. Canadian Mental Health Association, Windsor-Essex County Branch, is receiving the Platinum Level Award, approaching the 15-year milestone with 14 years of participation. CMHA holds an annual campaign to bring awareness to mental health and suicide every September. Many events occur throughout the month of September, including the annual Community Walk 1. Participants walk in memory of loved ones who were lost to suicide, to support someone who is tackling mental health issues, and to break the stigma surrounding mental health and suicide. The agency is grateful to bring people together as a community in support of those that have been affected by suicide and to show individuals that they are not alone. In addition, what was previously known as All Staff Training Day is getting a refreshing makeover, being rebranded to an All Staff Retreat Day. This change reflects their goal to make the day not only informative, but also impactful and inspirational. Children First in Essex County is receiving the Platinum Level Award with 9 years of participation approaching the 10-year milestone. At Children First, we are deeply committed to the overall well-being of our staff, recognizing that their health is integral to the success of our organization and the quality of services we provide. This wellness policy reflects our ongoing dedication to creating a workplace environment that supports the physical, mental, and emotional wellness of all employees. We believe that a healthy and engaged workforce is essential for achieving our mission and upholding our values. To this end, we provide a range of resources and programs designed to promote well-being in all aspects of life. These include mental health resources, stress management workshops, fitness initiatives, and opportunities for professional development aimed at fostering professional and personal growth. Connections Early Years Family Center is receiving the Platinum Level Award in their 3rd year of participation. Connections is a nonprofit agency that offers a variety of free services to support the healthy development of families with children 0 to 6 years old in Windsor-Essex County. Besides our staff lunches, one of the most popular and engaging wellness activities of 2024 was the Spring Trail Trek Challenge, which involved employees taking a photo of themselves, or of the marker, out of different trails around Windsor and Essex County. A map of our region was printed and posted as an interactive tracker, with a few commonly known pathways and trails already identified on the map. This challenge promoted physical fitness coming out of the winter months, but also to go exploring new areas in Windsor and Essex, which they may not have known about before. In addition, links to different trails and pathways were posted and emailed out as additional supports. Each participant was then entered into a raffle to win 3 hours of personal paid time. The Corporation of the City of Windsor is receiving the Platinum Level Award, reaching 20 years of participation, the first organization to reach this milestone. The Corporation of the City of Windsor Workplace Wellness Program offers a variety of creative well-being experiences to engage employee participation and inspire healthy habits that will assist them in their well-being journey. An annual Wellness Week is organized each November as part of our Employee Appreciation Month celebration. This event continues to see a steady participation in the health screenings and vaccination clinics offered. Every year, the Wellness Committee has heard at least one employee's personal story about how the event has impacted their wellness journey. For example, there are several employees who connected with their treating practitioner to seek the assistance they needed to keep their blood pressure or cholesterol in check because of the information they originally received from health screeners. Daisy & Co. Wine Bar is receiving the Rising Star Level Award in their 1st year of participation, with a focus on community support. Daisy & Co. 5 Steps for a Cure is an annual community walk-run dedicated to raising awareness for breast cancer. Held at the end of September, this family and dog-friendly event kicks off October's Breast Cancer Awareness Month by bringing the community together in support of a great cause and promoting physical activity. The event in 2024 raised $725 towards dignity robes for the Windsor Cancer Center Foundation. Family Services Windsor Essex is receiving the Platinum Level Award and has reached the 5-year participation milestone. Family Services Windsor Essex is dedicated to fostering a supportive environment where individuals can explore their mental wellness needs and actively work towards achieving holistic balance through compassionate, evidence-based care, empowering them to reach their full potential. Our commitment to the well-being of our staff and clients drives us to help people restore their ability to choose their own place in the world through building resiliency and supporting the human need for self-determination. Hotel New Grace Healthcare is receiving the Platinum Level Award in their 16th year, so they've surpassed the 15-year participation milestone. At Hotel New Grace Healthcare, we are deeply committed to fostering a healthy, safe, and supportive workplace that empowers our employees to thrive both personally and professionally. Our wellness initiatives are rooted in a holistic approach that prioritizes mental health, physical well-being, injury prevention, infection control, and healthy lifestyle choices. One of our core initiatives is our mental health awareness and education strategy, which ensures employees have access to critical resources, training, and crisis support. Through our Employee and Family Assistance Program, staff have 24/7 access to confidential counseling, coaching, and mental health support. We proactively raise awareness through need-to-know communications, such as our 988 Suicide Crisis Hotline campaign, providing employees with life-saving resources. Our leadership development programs, including the building the foundation of productive conflict training, equip leaders with the skills to foster psychological safety, trust, and resilience with their teams. By prioritizing self-awareness, effective communication, and assertiveness balance, we are shaping a workplace where open dialogue and support are the norm. At HDGH, wellness is not an initiative, it's a commitment. We believe that wellness is the foundation of a thriving workforce. Our commitment to employee well-being extends beyond the policies and programs. It is embedded in our culture, shaping how we support, educate, and empower our people. The municipality of Lakeshore is receiving the Gold Level Award in their 7th year of participation. To foster a workplace culture that prioritizes health, safety, and wellness as integral values, the municipality of Lakeshore endeavors to enhance worker well-being by conscientiously incorporating their needs into workplace standards and procedures. The municipality is dedicated to cultivating a supportive environment where healthy lifestyles and relationships are respected and promoted, both within the organization and beyond its boundaries. Our mission is to enhance the health and wellness of our staff through educational programs and initiatives that promote healthy habits, raise awareness about factors and resources related to well-being, encourage and empower individuals to prioritize their health, and foster a sense of community support. The Wellness Committee aims to inspire and encourage staff by increasing awareness of physical, mental, and spiritual growth through resources that encourage habits of well-being and to foster an environment that supports each person's healthy lifestyle choice. Occupational Health Clinics for Ontario Workers is receiving the Bronze Level Award in their 2nd year of participation. Occupational Health Clinics for Ontario Workers, or OCAL as we tend to know them, is an organization dedicated to promoting health, safety, and well-being in Ontario workplaces by practicing prevention through intervention. As such, it recognizes that the implementation and maintenance of a safe and healthy work environment and duly diligent work practices is essential to its mandate and operations. At a minimum, OCAL will strive to take every precaution reasonable in the circumstances for the protection of employees, contractors, clients, and visitors, meet all legislative standards and rules set out in the Occupational Health and Safety Act, the Workplace Safety and Insurance Act, and other relevant regulations. Develop, implement, maintain, and review annually a comprehensive environment, health, and safety program to operationalize this policy. The best approach is the precautionary principle, the need to take prudent action in the face of potentially serious health risks from exposures to chemical, physical, and biological agents without waiting for the completion of further scientific research. Health and safety is an important element of all work performed at OCAL. All employees have a responsibility to work in a healthy and safe manner, follow all rules and procedures, and as well as the legislation, and any associated standards and guidelines, reporting injuries, illnesses, unsafe conditions. OCAL recognizes and endorses that employees have the right to know, the right to participate, and the right to refuse unsafe or hazardous work. RICO International Group, Incorporated, is receiving the Gold Level Award in their 4th year of participation. At RICO International, we firmly believe that the well-being of our employees is the cornerstone of our ongoing success. Recognizing the vital role our team members play in driving our achievements, we are dedicated to cultivating a workplace culture that prioritizes health, wellness, and overall balance. Our commitment extends to promoting the physical, mental, and emotional well-being of every employee. By fostering an environment where employees feel supported, valued, and empowered, we aim to create a foundation where individuals can thrive, both personally and professionally. We are actively investing in initiatives, resources, and programs that encourage healthier lifestyles, reduce stress, and enhance overall job satisfaction. Whether through fitness programs, mental health support, or creating opportunities for work-life balance, our focus is on empowering our team to achieve their best selves. At RICO, we believe that prioritizing employee well-being is not just an investment in individuals, but a commitment to the shared success of our organization. Together, we can build a healthier, happier, and more productive workplace where everyone feels inspired to grow, contribute, and excel. St. Clair College of Applied Arts and Technology, our event host, is receiving the Platinum Level Award, logging 17 years of participation. In 2024, St. Clair College remained dedicated to fostering a work environment that supports healthy lifestyle choices and enhances overall employee well-being. The Wellness Committee played a key role in this initiative by aligning efforts with Canada's calendar of health promotion days, providing education and strategies to improve all aspects of employee health. The college placed a strong emphasis on mental health awareness, infection control, social and community responsibility, physical fitness, and overall healthy living. A variety of wellness initiatives, including lunch and learn sessions, were organized throughout the year to support these priorities. By offering mental health resources, promoting work-life balance, and cultivating an inclusive and supportive workplace, we empower our employees to prioritize their well-being. We encourage all team members to take advantage of all available wellness programs, engage in open communication, and embrace self-care. Together, we can build a healthier, happier, more resilient workforce. The town of Tecumseh is receiving the Bronze Level Award and has reached the 10-year milestone. The Corporation of the Town of Tecumseh encourages, supports, and offers health-related programs that will assist employees in achieving ownership for their physical, mental, and emotional well-being. In 2024, the town completed a wellness program survey, and from that decided to focus on physical fitness and mental health. The STEP Challenge, our skill-building activity for physical fitness, is always well received and a popular, well-attended activity organized by the Wellness Committee. The town recognizes the importance of wellness and a healthy workplace, and the Wellness Committee is committed to re-energizing and continuous improvement to our corporate wellness program. The Windsor Family Health Team is receiving the Platinum Level Award in their second year of participation. The Windsor Family Health Team strives to live our mission, providing exceptional primary health care as an integrated team. We understand that the achievement of our mission relies on the wellness of the many providers and support staff that deliver care each day to our patients. With this understanding, the Windsor Family Health Team has a steadfast dedication to cultivating a culture of health and well-being for its employees, students, and volunteers. We prioritize the mental wellness, recognizing that care providers directly and indirectly experience trauma and or challenging situations in their day-to-day support of patients that cumulatively can have impact staff without ongoing supports in place. We strive to protect the health and safety of staff by preventing injury, infections, violence, harassment, and providing a safe space in keeping with the tenets of equity, inclusion, diversity, and anti-racism. We provide the staff the information, tools, and opportunities to embrace healthy lifestyles through physical fitness and nutrition. Lastly, we embrace our role as a community-governed family health team by being involved in demonstrating our social and community responsibility. Windsor Regional Hospital is receiving the Platinum Level Award in their 18th year of participation. At Windsor Regional Hospital, we recognize that the well-being of our staff and professionals is crucial to delivering the highest quality of care to our patients. We are deeply committed to fostering a supportive, healthy, and sustainable work environment for all of our employees. We believe that when our staff are physically, mentally, and emotionally healthy, they are better equipped to serve our community and deliver exceptional care. The organization also acknowledges that the key elements of a healthy workplace include the physical environment, health practices, social environment, and personal resources that address the many dimensions of overall wellness: physical, emotional, intellectual, spiritual, and social. With this in mind, Windsor Regional Hospital has committed significant financial and staff resources to provide a comprehensive workplace wellness program, providing employees, professional staff, and their families with the opportunity to participate in a multitude of activities and events that address these dimensions of wellness. A workplace wellness committee consisting of a variety of employees and professional staff provide oversight and monitor feedback to ensure that the program is responsive to the needs and wants of all staff. This program is in addition to the many other initiatives that have been part of the Windsor Regional culture for many years, including EAP support, enhancing safety in the workplace, community involvement, health and safety promotion, injury prevention, and professional and personal development opportunities. Our leadership team will continue to demonstrate a culture of care by engaging in open conversations about wellness, actively listening to staff concerns, and making adjustments as necessary to support their overall well-being. We are committed to continually assessing and improving our wellness programs to ensure that our hospital is a place where all staff can thrive personally and professionally. Together, we can create an environment that empowers our healthcare professionals, reduces stress, and contributes to a positive atmosphere of care and collaboration. Workforce Windsor Essex is receiving the Silver Level Award in their first year of participation. At Workforce Windsor Essex, we believe that a healthy workplace is the foundation of a strong and engaged team. We are committed to fostering a work environment that supports the well-being of our staff, while also reflecting our dedication to the broader community. Mental health is a priority, and our Employee Assistance Program offers one-on-one and relationship counseling, as well as professional coaching. We embrace flexibility through adaptable work schedules and a hybrid work model, allowing staff to balance their personal and professional needs. Our collaboration room provides a comfortable space for relaxation and teamwork, while ergonomic workstations, including sit-stand desks, promote physical comfort and injury prevention. Healthy, mindful lifestyles are encouraged through access to nutritious snacks, wellness-focused webinars, and workplace initiatives that promote overall well-being. Our commitment to community and social responsibility extends beyond our office, as we actively participate in fundraising efforts, donation drives, and community events. The projects and initiatives we undertake as an organization also reflect our dedication to supporting the community. By prioritizing mental health, physical well-being, and community engagement, we ensure that wellness is an integral part of how we work and grow together. It's truly amazing what's happening out there. And you guys should be collectively commended for that.